What's up, guys? How are we doing there? It's saying a roleplay, and in the morning as usual, of course. Guys, today I'm gonna bring you some news on the Primal Ancients that's happening on PTR. So basically, the Primal Ancients were nerfed, and now they're just the perfect Ancients instead of the buffed Ancients. So what exactly is gonna happen with this Primal Ancients? I will read it because there is a new patch today released, and the PTR is dead. The server is dead. It's the outage of the Blizzard's PTR server now. I cannot even stop the server now. So we'll just read that shit, guys. So Primal Ancients. These are much more rarer than ancient items and have perfect ancient level stats on all affixes, including the item's legendary power. So basically, before we would have the increased damage ranges, increased stats for Primal Ancients, and now we just have the same fucking Ancients but with perfect stats like 1000 intelligence, 1000 vitality, 50 critical hit damage, 10 hit chance, and all of this. Now, Primal Ancients will only begin dropping after a character on the player's account has reached Great Rift 70 solo. That's pretty cool change. It means that, I don't like this. That's a cool change, but I don't like it because it removes completely the RNG element from the game, and for the newbie players, for the starting players, and for seasonal players as well. So basically, you need to grind. Most people will have to grind for 3 fucking weeks, and then only they have the chance to drop this Primal Ancient. That's kind of bad for the game, and this is very discouraging for the players, I think, because even though the original Primal Ancients, they just had another level of power creep, but imagine that when you just started playing on a fresh seasonal character and you had this insane primal 5000 weapon dropping on you when you're just level 2 or something, or level just reach level 70. This will be like, wow, holy shit, I got this insane weapon. But this, now, you need to grind for fucking weeks, and then you reach the Great Level 70, and then you just got a perfect Ancient. The effect of Primal is fucking gone completely. It just doesn't exist anymore. You see, and there are separate unlocks for normal and hardcore characters as well as seasonal and non-seasonal characters. The stats on these items will be tailored to the character class you are playing when the item first drops. And another change, the Primal Ancients will now salvage into 15 Forgotten Souls, and Ancients will salvage into 3. Now, this is not important change for me at all, because I have 10,000 Forgotten Souls already. 10 fucking thousand Forgotten Souls, guys. 10,000. And the biggest problem for me is not the Forgotten Souls. I get fucking 10,000 of them. The biggest problem for me is that I have to run bounties to get these reforged materials, the bounty mats. And I simply do not want to do the bounties because there are exceptional number of leechers out there who just sit in the town, or maybe try to do one quest while I did already 10 quests or something like this. There's just worthless time dump. That's not worth it. I'm not gonna carry 3 people on the bounties, and it's not worth my time, and it's just bad. Instead of this, they will also must buff the bounty mats, and a low bounty must drop from the normal Rift Guardians. Maybe this way I won't have to do 1,000 of bounties to get this bounty mats that I can later reforge. I don't care about Forgotten Souls at all. Like I said, I have a fucking 10,000. This will not intensify me to reforge it all, because I have already a lot of them. So what exactly this change is gonna bring to the table for most players out there? Now, guys, there's two sides of this, I think. The first and the bad side is that the hype around the Primal Ancients will be completely gone. Basically, these are the same ancient items, and if you're a very good non-seasonal player with a lot of Paragon, you pretty much already have maximized ancient items. So you have already the top rolls out there, and this 5 intelligence or 5 strength or 3% critical hit damage, it simply will not change anything. You already have these insane items on you. So even if you get in this perfect ancients, it will simply add nothing to your perfected character already. So there's no hype anymore. If we could get this a little more power creep, weapons, it will be great. Even if they were super rare, but this is just a perfect ancients. So if you already have the perfect ancients, it basically means nothing for you, completely nothing. But at the same time, for casual players like me, for example, I consider myself now a casual player now. I don't grind. Like, for example, if you're missing some ancients on your gear, or you never had, an ancient weapon drop, like for example, I never had the ancient serpent sparker on me for all the years that I'm playing. And for example, if I drop these ancient shoulders that I've been wanted to have for forever, I would be happy with that. And a lot of casual players will be happy about that, because they will just get this great item, and they just don't need to search for it anymore. So the search somewhat stops for them, and I will just salvage everything. The rest, for example, if I have 5 different shoulders with mediocre stats, and I will just leave that one perfect shoulder and just salvage the rest. They will potentially even empty some space in my stash. So for non-competitive casual players, that's a very good change, because they will not even notice that. They're not for the primals, they're not for the leaderboards, they're not for 100 plus level legendary gems. So for most players out there, this is not a bad change. This is not even noticeable for them. So this is it, guys. That is what I think for this not so primal ancients already. Not so primal ancients. And there was already some fixes on the PTR. The bug fixed the Demon Hunter Impale Ricochet rune. There was some bug with the second bounce. Also, there was a change to the Holy Point shot. They are not sure what to do with the Holy Point shot. It's still a work in progress. This change will still being tested and evaluated. Now, the Ryokor had a bug as well. Fixed the bug where the 6 peaks bonus to the set would not buff earthquake damage. Now, I'm not sure why Ryokor buffs earthquake damage. I haven't played the Ryokor in a lot of time, but might be it buffs Ryokor and buffs earthquake. I'm not so sure, guys. Now, this is a very good change here, guys. I will read you. The frequency of several tile sets of Great Rifts has been adjusted. Caves, Keep's Death, and Zoltan Kuhl's archives will appear less often. Keep's Death are fucking less often. So they basically watched my video where I had 5, 6 Keep's Deaths in a row. Caves, goodbye. But Zoltan Kuhl's archives are actually a great map. I'm not sure why will it appear more or less often. It was one of the best maps out there, guys. Now this, Stinging Winds, Festering Woods, Pandemonium, Tristram Cathedral, Arid Crater, and Realm of the Banished will appear more often. This is a great change. Fucking great change. They're actually listening. The Flooded Causeway and West Marsh locations will no longer appear on the first floor of Great Rifts. Now, they must, not appear at all. The fluted causeway is fucking dog shit, horse shit. Just remove the sewers completely from the game, guys. Remove it completely, we don't need it. Not in the first floor, not in the second floor, not on fucking any floor. And this one, the number of spear throwing goatmen and skeleton archers that appear in Great Rifts has been reduced in certain enemy populations. Another great change, because I had a video somewhere when I played the Holy Machine Gun, and there was a level, there was an open map, and there were nothing but the throwing goatmen, and there were like 30-50 of them, and they were just fucking spiking me from all over, and I was just dead immediately. This level was completely unplayable. So this is it, guys. There were changes to the Primal Ancients. They are just a perfect Ancients that can be also re-rolled. And for example, if you have 1,000 intelligence, 1,000 vitality, 50 critical hit damage, but the fourth is a resource cost reduction. You can re-roll resource cost reduction immediately to the 10% critical hit chance. Primal Ancient items also re-roll only to the perfect stats. That's a great change. And like I said, I think it's good for the most players, but pretty bad for all the competitive players that already maximized all their gear with the 100 level Cal Descents and all of that. So this is it, guys. But the change to the Greater Rifts, I think that's awesome, because I got sick of this keeps death and caves and all that shit. And the Rift obviously needed more open maps, because open maps are awesome for every build. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.